Hey guys, how's it going? So this is how you install concave blockers in a 2388. Now this is for the two-piece concaves. If you have the one-piece style, it's pretty much the same. You just got one less piece. You just got one less thing to put on there. Pretty much the same install procedure. So inside my very complete service truck here, I've got drill bits. Most importantly, a drill. You're gonna need a 9/16 wrench, but I just grabbed the whole box because whatever. And you know, of course, your concave blockers. So you're gonna open both side covers, take off both side covers of the rotor, mainly just the front section. If you want more light, you can open up the back section, but that's not necessary. Also, sorry about the audio quality. My transceiver died for my microphone. So for the two-piece kit, you're gonna get the blockers. I've got two of them because that's all we need. You're gonna get a bolt. You're gonna get this hook style bolt, a couple washers, a couple nuts, and then another secondary blocker. So the secondary blocker goes right here. It covers up this entire section. You know, whether that you want it on the front, the middle, or the back, well, however you want to throw it in there. That's how they go. Now you're gonna have two pieces. You're gonna have what looks like to be a hook. This piece right here. This piece, you unbolt these two bolts right here, tie it in like that. I believe this can be done without taking the concaves completely out, but I'm sure it'd be, you know, easier if you did remove the concaves, you know. If you have the one-piece concaves, you would literally be doing this, the same procedure, but I think you'd be doing it up on these bolts up here rather than down here. I believe so. That's, you know, I don't have the one-piece concaves, so if you got them, you're looking at a totally different thing than I, or maybe not totally, but you know, you're looking at something different. So now that you got those two bolts out, pop this bad boy here. What I do is I put one bolt through right here, just so that's in there, and you can get that first bolt lined up pretty quick. And then, you know, have a nut ready, so you don't got to sit there and hold it. And then either you can put this bolt in back the same way it came out, or like what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in backwards compared to what it came out. And I'm just going to tighten this top one to suck that bolt head up into the up into that bracket a little bit, so it's easier to get the nut on the back side of this one. And then these are those, you know, IH style, you know, they got the biting on the back side of them, so they might just bite really well. You might not even need the 9/16 wrench, but you know, it's good to have it with you just in case. You want these suckers good and tight because, well, it's kind of holding half your concave in. Well, it's holding your entire concave in. You know, German torque spec, good and tight. Now move up to the top, tighten this bad boy down. Make sure she's not spinning on the back side with my finger. It's not. That's nice and tight. And now you just do the same thing they did here, do it to the other side. Quick note, I recommend doing them one at a time. You take both these, you know, all four of these bolts out, that concave is going to want to swing down, and then you're fighting, pushing the concave back up. Just a side note, keep that in mind. Alright, I've got both these plates installed. Now I'm going to install the plate that goes right here. This is the only one I haven't done personally, so we're going to see how this goes. This in here, and I'm just going to figure out where my bolts have got to be relatively. So we'll just go outside upper to start. So go through like that. So there's a much simpler way of doing that, but you can just kind of shove this through like this and then hook, you know, your concave wire. That would work a lot easier. You just kind of get it up in there best you can. I don't think the orientation matters. It's just whether, it's just get it in there right, let me go get a 7/16. If you had a ratcheting wrench, this would probably go a little bit quicker, but I don't have one. So I'm just gonna pre-tighten these a little bit, just because I don't want to have to go, you know, the entire length of this bolt while it's up here. All right, so now I got this installed. All these do is they go in there, they go in between these wires, and there's a hook on it. So all they're doing is grabbing a hold of one of these wires, and then you tighten them down. You just want them snug. You know, it's a 1/4 inch bolt. You don't want to kill it. If you do, you're gonna break it. So, you know, just get it to where it's nice and tight. It's not gonna come loose. And then we can move to the other side now, because, you know, once we get these tightened, we're just on to the other side, which I think's the harder part, because you're drilling a hole through, you know, what is this, 1/4 inch steel, give or take. You want good drill bits, that's for sure. All right, that's not going anywhere. Okay, now that we got that block in and those hooks in, we can move to the other side of the combine and get ready for these. And it comes with one bolt already. You could drill more if you wanted to, but my set only has the one hole. So I think I only got to drill the one hole. So I've already got these covers off, the panels open, everything like that. We're gonna, should have done this from the other side, but you know, whatever. Slide this through and get it ready, because I feel we're gonna be drilling our hole right in this part, this area right around here. So we'll go hook that up on the other side. You'll want to drill a hole right in the middle of those two bolts, and as middle as you can get. You want to drill one there, and if you're doing two, you want to drill one there. So I'll drill those two out. Okay, so the instructions say you want a 7/16 drill bit, which I've got right here, but I've also got a 9/32 to drill the pilot hole, because, well, 7/16 is a pretty big hole to just be drilling through that big of steel right away. So we'll drill the pilot hole and then step it up to the bigger drill bit. Sound right? Yeah, sounds good to me. Am I gonna have to drill it twice? Yes. Is it gonna be easier? Maybe. All right, we got our pilot drilled right here. We're gonna switch her over to the 7/16 bit and drill it out one more time. How you hook this side up is all you do is, you see you got that hook there, this hook there, really just slide them together, and they couple like that. They're grabbing onto each other like that. That's all they're doing. You're gonna stick your bolt through the bottom of this like that. It's a perfect, you know, 9/16. You know, it's not gonna spin in there. I got it hooked on the other side. I'm just gonna shove that through like that. Put my nut on. If you got ratcheting wrenches, now would be a good time to bring them out, because this might take a minute. Okay, move. So that took me about an hour, and I didn't even have to take the concaves out of the machine. It wasn't that bad. And here's this side. What that does is, supposedly it keeps the material in there in the rotor for longer, so it'll, if you know you got harder thrashing material, it'll keep it in the rotor for longer. It also spreads the load out on the sieves better. We were having a problem where it was overloading the right side, and everybody said do this. So we're gonna see if it works or not. Hopefully it works, because man, for the past 2 days I've just been bashing my head against the wall trying to get this machine to set up right, and I would get probably a 30-second blast of, you know, just chaff and straw. So hopefully this fixes it, because, you know, I want to cut wheat while it's dry and it's, you know, standing straight up. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helped in some way, because I know it would have helped me about 2 days ago.